Your team destroyed the turret. Retreat. You have slain an enemy.
What up, humans? Kurumi here, and welcome to the Mobile Legends Bootcamp. In this video, we are going to talk about the assassin hero, Hayabusa. Hayabusa has a good set of mobility, burst, super burst, and extreme burst skills. Our Crimson Shadow, Hayabusa, is an assassin hero. I consider Hayabusa as a sneaky assassin since he can teleport to his shadows. Not only that, being alone against Hayabusa will make you see the heavens quickly, literally. Now, let me share some tips and tricks on how to use Hayabusa based on our experience. I will also teach you some combos and techniques on the latter part of this bootcamp. But before that, let me explain his skills one by one for further understanding. Hayabusa's passive, Ninjutsu, Shadow Heal, lets Hayabusa's skills inflict one shadow stack to enemies. A shadow stack will be inflicted on the targets every time they are hit by Hayabusa's skills. Every stack increases Hayabusa's skill damage by a certain percentage. The shadows can stack up to 4 times. Hayabusa's first skill, Phantom Shuriken, lets Hayabusa throw 3 shurikens forward to hurt the enemies. When the shurikens reach a certain distance, the shurikens will travel back to him. Each shuriken deals a certain amount of physical damage to enemies, reduces their movement speed, and regenerates certain energy points to Hayabusa. The damage and the regenerative effects of this skill decays when the same target is hit. We will further discuss on this the tips and tricks section. Every level of this skill grants Hayabusa a certain percentage of spell vamp. Hayabusa's second skill, Quad Shadow, lets Hayabusa produce phantoms where he can teleport to. Upon using this skill, Hayabusa will dash towards the specified direction and will be leaving a phantom behind him. After the dash, 3 phantoms will be released in 3 different directions. When the phantom hits enemy heroes, it will absorbed by the target, dealing physical damage and will slow them down. When you use again this skill, you can teleport to a phantom's location. If the phantom is inside the enemy hero, Hayabusa will teleport to that hero and will deal a certain amount of physical damage. Every time Hayabusa teleports to a phantom, the cooldown of his first skill is reduced. Hayabusa's ultimate skill, Ugi, Shadow Kill, lets Hayabusa turn into a shadow and dash around the battlefield. Upon using this skill, Hayabusa will turn into a non-targetable shadow and deal single target attack to enemies in an area for 5 to 9 times. Depending on this skill's level, each attack deals a certain amount of physical damage. There are so many items that you can buy for Hayabusa. You can focus on items that grants physical damage, physical penetration, and items that deals extra true damage. You can actually consider the Hayabusa build if you want to deal more damage to turrets and tanks. You can also consider the Hayabusa build if you chose Retribution as your spell and wants to farm faster. But let's talk about the Kurumi way further. Your starting item will depend on what spell you have. If you have Retribution, then you might want to consider Raptor's Machete. If you are not using Retribution as spell, then just consider buying Hunter's Knife. These items will let you deal more damage to jungle monsters and gain more experience from killing them. This can help you farm faster. Raptor Machete grants physical attack and physical penetration. Its unique attribute grants additional damage to monsters. Another unique passive of this item is Breakout. Every 10 seconds, your next basic attack will be buffed with additional true damage. The amount of true damage increases as your level increases and slows down the target. Dealing basic attacks will reduce this unique passive's cooldown. Another unique passive of this item is Greed. This passive grants additional experience, and recover some health and mana every time you kill jungle monsters. Another unique passive of this skill is Gorge. This unique passive grants you physical attack every time you kill a jungle monster. This stacks up to 15 times. Lastly, this item makes the spell Retribution applicable to enemy heroes. Using Retribution to an enemy hero will have his movement speed reduced, and will deal a small amount of true damage. For your kicks, you can consider buying Magic Shoes. Magic Shoes grants additional movement speed and cooldown reduction. The cooldown reduction can help you cast your skills again sooner. Buying attack items, such as Endless Battle, can boost your damage effectively. This item gives you additional physical attack, health, mana regen, life steal, movement speed, and cooldown reduction. Mana regen doesn't apply to Hayabusa since he consumes energy for his skills instead. Its unique passive grants you additional true damage on your next basic attack after using a skill. Triggering the passive of this skill also grants you additional movement speed. With the cooldown reduction in its unique passive, Hayabusa will be more explosive with this. You might want to consider Blade of Despair. This item grants additional physical attack and movement speed. Its unique passive will give you additional physical attack when the target's health is below a certain percentage. The movement speed bonus can also help you chase enemies or escape death. Buying attack items such as Bloodlust Axe will let you sustain your health in team fights. This item grants physical attack and cooldown reduction. Its unique passive grants 20% Spell Vamp. Spell Vamp regenerates health points from damage dealt by skills. Since Hayabusa deals burst damage with his skills, then you can still sustain inside team fights, while piercing them with your blades and shurikens. You might also want to consider Malefic Roar. This item grants physical attack and physical penetration. Also, basic attacks will ignore some of the turret's defense. Lastly, you can consider Immortality. This grants you physical defense and health points. Its unique passive lets you resurrect after 2 seconds upon death. This resurrects you and give you 15% health points, and a shield that lasts for a few seconds. This item has a really long cooldown. The item build for Hayabusa really depends on the enemy's lineup. So make sure to read each item's description so you can adapt in-game. One of the best spells to be used on Hayabusa is Retribution. This will deal true damage to the target minion or jungle monster. When you have a jungling item, having this spell will decrease the damage taken from jungle monsters permanently. This spell will help you farm more gold faster. Building items quickly in the early game will give you advantage against enemies, making it for you to prey easier on squishy targets like Marksman and Mage. You can also consider the Forbidden Jutsu, Execute. This deals a certain amount of true damage to the target. The damage also depends on the enemy's lost health points. This spell ignores the shield effect of the target. If the target has been slain using Execute, its cooldown will be reduced. In my opinion, the best emblem set to be used is the Custom Assassin Emblem set. Custom Assassin Emblem could provide extra stats according to your needs as an assassin. Set agility to its max level because it can give you additional movement speed. Higher movement speed means higher chance to chase enemies or escape death. Setting invasion to max level will provide you physical penetration. Higher physical penetration means higher damage on your basic attacks and skills. Get high and dry to increase your damage to the target when he is the only nearby hero. This is advisable when you try ganking a single hero. But in case you are not that type, just consider Bounty Hunter or Killing Spree instead. Set first skill to max level first. Prioritizing this makes the cooldown lower and your spell vamp higher. That means, this skill will help you sustain more in the battlefield. Prioritize second skill less since your first skill is what you need more. But you can also max second skill first if your priority is the cooldown of your second skill. Always upgrade his ultimate skill when available for upgrading. Hayabusa's passive skill is what you need to deal extra damage to the enemies. His passive skill only stacks upon using skills and not basic attacks. That's why it's really essential to use your first skill and make most of the shurikens hit to an enemy. This is to ensure the enemy has full stacks of shadow before you use your ultimate. The indicator above the target's head indicates how many shadow stacks it has, so better use your ultimate skill when the target has lots of shadow stacks. Hayabusa's first skill is what you need to reach full shadow stacks easily. The 3 shurikens released can give you easy 3 stacks if all caught by the enemy. But do take note that the shuriken will fly back to you. So, the chance of the enemy being hit again is really high, so it will grant you an easy peasy lemon squeezy 4 stacks. Also, the damage and energy recovery of this skill decays over the times it hits the same target. Meaning, upon using this skill, the first shuriken hitting the target will have the highest damage. The other 2 shurikens hitting the target will have less damage. Same goes with the shurikens flying back. Hayabusa's second skill is what you need to chase down enemies, or escape death, with the ability to charge towards your desired target. That target will have absorb your phantom, which slows them down. Not only that, you can teleport to that phantom, making them feel unsafe wherever they would be. You can use this to juke enemies to either escape death, or to play with them first before you give them their agonizing death.
An enemy has been slain. The turtle.
Hayabusa's ultimate skill is what you need to burst down enemy heroes. While this skill is ongoing, you are untargetable. Take note that this skill can deal single target hits only. So, if your target has allies, minions, creeps, or heroes nearby, they can also catch a hit from your ultimate. So if you are going to use this skill, make sure there are less enemies in the area. You might be wondering if this skill deals basic attacks or if it is a skill damage. We will experiment on that later. While this skill is ongoing, you can teleport towards to a phantom if ever you used second skill beforehand. If you are against a Hayabusa, always help your ally by catching some damage for your ally from Haya's ultimate. You can also use this skill to dodge skills because you are untargetable. Be aware that this skill has a short range, so skills that can knock you back or disable you will hinder you from casting this skill. Also, you can use this skill to easily clear a minion wave. This is best for defending and pushing lanes. Here we are again with our experiments. We have our favorite lab rat, Rakuten, to demonstrate with us some of Hayabusa's pros and cons. First, let's have Lancelot. Lancelot's second skill makes him untargetable. What if Hayabusa uses his ultimate skill on Lancelot? As you can see, Hayabusa stopped when Lancelot used his second skill. This just means that skills that makes you untargetable can counter Hayabusa's ultimate skill. Next, we have Karina. We all know that Karina's first skill can make her immune to basic attacks. We will use Hayabusa's ultimate skill on Karina to test if this skill is a basic attack, or a skill damage. As you can see, Karina still got hurt, so definitely, this skill deals skill damage instead of basic attacks. Next, we have Ling. Ling's ultimate skill also makes him untargetable. The outcome of this would be obvious, but still let us show you how it goes. As expected, Hayabusa stopped slashing Ling with his ultimate skill. Next, we have Nana. Nana's passive makes her untargetable as well, and of course, Hayabusa stopped on using his ultimate skill when Nana turned into a cutie. Next, we have Zask. Zask's ultimate skill makes him ride his gigantic spawn. Let's see what happens with Hayabusa's ultimate skill. As you can see, when Zask boarded his spawn, Hayabusa still continued on using his ultimate skill, but the spawn received the damage instead. So this can definitely counter Hayabusa's ultimate skill. Next, we tried if Winter Truncheon could counter Hayabusa's ultimate. As you can see, when Raki used Winter Truncheon, we stopped on using our ultimate skill and had a staring contest with Raki. Next up, we tried if we can teleport to Rakuten after he uses Arrival. Will we be able to teleport to where he teleported? As you can see, it says that there is no valid target, meaning this skill has a range restriction as well. Next, we tested if our ultimate skill will follow the enemy after he uses Arrival. As you can see, we disappeared. This is because we are secretly punishing our lab rat in the Nether Realm. So in short, Hayabusa's ultimate skill still follows the enemy even after their arrival. Last but not the least, we have Harley. Harley's ultimate skill pop out damage after a few seconds of casting. Let's see if we can dodge the popping damage from it. As you can see, we weren't damaged by the popping damage. This is because it popped out while we were using our ultimate skill. It could have saved us, but our lab rat learned to fight back. In terms of his combo, we usually follow a series of combo for Hayabusa. In terms of just harassing enemies, you can follow this combo. First, we use our second skill to plant a phantom inside the enemy. This will give them a proper scare on what to happen next. Then, we use again our second skill towards the enemy. Then, we use our first skill to give them a bloody greeting. Then, you can opt to teleport to your phantoms to Mamba out. It's up to you if you want to go aggressive further or just scare them off. Now, you can follow this combo if you just want to have a bloodbath. We still follow the same combo. Use second skill to plant a phantom, then use it again to teleport to the target. Then, use first skill to gain some shadow stacks. This will ensure that you have almost or full shadow stacks on the target. Then, use your ultimate skill. While using your ultimate skill, you have the option to teleport out using your phantoms. So make sure to think what's best on that situation. If you have Retribution or the Forbidden Jutsu, execute, then it's time to use them. Then, deal basic attacks and use first skill whenever available in case they are still alive. Additional tip, practice makes you better. So even if you watch this bootcamp, and you still can't execute some of the combos, is okay. Practicing a hero is a learning curve. It might take you more than 30 games to get the combo. So it's fine as long as you are doing your best. You will get there eventually. We believe in you. The tips I mentioned are just some of the ways you can use Hayabusa. This video just guides you on how to use Hayabusa the Kurumi way. We would like to thank our Wakandian brother, Rakuten, for being our lab rat again for this bootcamp. You can search for him in-game and tell him how much you appreciate him, willing to sacrifice his pride and honor to be pro hooker. Watch his in-game streams and send some flowers and hearts. So, once again, this is Kurumi and that's how you use Hayabusa. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like and share this video. Also subscribe to our channel for more contents by clicking on the subscribe button. For our skin giveaway events, check out the community tab for the giveaway posts. We have our coffee account just in case you want to donate us some coffee funds. Check our coffee link on the description of this video. Please, only trust bootcamp videos from our official accounts. See you on the next Mobile Legends bootcamp. Cheers.